Yo, what's going on, everybody? How y'all doing this morning? Welcome to another episode of the Morning After Show with my singing OG KQKC Boxing Network. KQ, what's up, man? How you doing?
Man, I'm doing lovely, man. Had a lovely weekend and have a lovely afternoon. And man, getting ready for some more boxing again this weekend. I mean,
Yeah.
we getting it, man. This is about the third week in a row or fourth week in a row, and we got more to come. So you might as well just sit back and relax and let KQ and KO take the steering wheel. All right.
Already, man. I already when I was waiting on the show this morning, I done already started getting my stuff together, taking my notes for the predictions this week. I'm already up to 7, and I ain't even done like 2 of the cards yet. We might have like 9, 10, 11 predictions this week, man. It's
Wow.
so many fights, bro. It's so many
Many
fights. I
fights.
might have to start studying today just to keep up. And y'all be sure to smash the like button as y'all come in the building. We appreciate
Most
y'all
definitely.
all
Yeah.
coming in here for this daylight savings time. I know y'all sleepy. I know your body is telling you it's 8
Yeah.
a.m., but it's 9. It's
Right.
9. So we here, man. We got a lot of fights to cover. We got a lot of stories to cover.
Mhm.
KQ, this man, what a weekend of fights, man. What a weekend of fights. It was definitely more entertaining than when you first saw the docket. It was like, okay, it's an okay fight weekend, but it
Right.
turned out to be really, really good.
You know what?
Really good.
Exactly. You know what? It always go like that. Like the Kell Brook and the Amir Khan fight. No
Hmm.
one wanted to see that fight. They said, "Oh, it's 10 years too late, this and that." But it picked up a lot of momentum that Wednesday. 2 days, 3 days before the fight, it picked up a lot of momentum. Then everybody wanted to watch it. Everybody wanted to see it, because Kell Brook and they all from the same, they from the same country, almost basically right by each other. I think 6 hours away or something like that. Bolton and Sheffield, and they are rivals from the amateurs. So I
Hmm.
mean, it made a good storyline and fight. So and now they talking about activating a rematch. So
Wow.
man,
Yeah,
yeah.
man, that should be very, very entertaining. So as y'all
Mhm.
come in the building, y'all smash the like button. KQ, let's start with a story while we giving the people some time to come
Okay.
in the building. So Abel Sanchez, Triple G's former trainer, he says Triple G will wind up with a beat up looking face if he chooses to box Canelo Alvarez in their trilogy fight on September 17th. Abel says that he says so they asked him will Golovkin put on a better performance in his third fight against Canelo Alvarez. He says, I would love to say that your assumption is correct, but what has been happening in the gym and what he's been doing to prepare for fights and how he's approaching the fight. Um, he says, I'm not saying he's not in shape. I'm sure he's in great shape. Like I said, he's got a good coach in Jonathan Banks, but I think him trying to be a boxer, trying to be a technician, will play right into Canelo's hands. I think
Mhm.
that just like Sergey Devenchenko did to his face, I think that is a possibility only because he's going to try to box and not give himself an opportunity to be Triple G.
Mhm.
So he thinks that Triple G go in there and try to show any skills against Canelo that he gonna get his ass whooped in his face on there and just try to fight Canelo. What do you think of what Abel had to say? Is he just a jealous former trainer, or is there some validity to what he's saying?
Well, I think he's telling the truth because styles do make fights, and the style that Triple G brings is the style that Canelo plays right into his hand. And like I keep saying to everyone, you can't change up your style too much, and you can't change it overnight. So what Triple G gonna have to do, and even not, he's not. I don't think he's sounding like a. We talking about a guy that's 40 years old, older. Let me put it that way, and
Mm-hmm.
he can't do the things he did in the first fight or the second fight. Things have changed. Years have went by, and Canelo been active. He been inactive. So I mean, that right there shows you that first of all, he's a defeated fighter already. Inactivity plays a big part in your role in fighting a fighter like Canelo Alvarez. you
Mm.
know. So I mean, he been dying to get back in there to fight him. That's all we heard from him. But everybody else want to fight him, but he wants to fight Canelo. Now his wish is his. Now his wish came true.
Yeah,
So, so now I think he's gonna have to do the best he can with what he got to work with. So
man.
And Jonathan Banks, he's no slouch. He's no slouch
Yeah,
trying.
he can coach. He
Yeah.
can coach, and I mean, I agree with number one.
Hmm.
I think they're fighting Canelo a third time. When you look at the history of trilogies, usually the third fight, somebody got somebody number. And if you go look at the first fight,
Yep.
it was very close. The second fight, Canelo pulled away and he boxed way better. So if history tells us anything, shit, it probably really ain't gonna matter what Triple G do. Canelo might just have his timing down. He might
Mhm.
just have everything ready to go, and he might put on an even better performance in the third fight. But I agree with what Abel Sanchez is saying. I'm with you. I don't think that he's a bitter ex-trainer or anything like that. Like he
Mhm.
got enough fighters. He good enough in the game to where a fighter going with another coach that ain't gonna bother him. But it is some validity to you were never known as a boxer anyway. You was this big puncher
Right.
that keep coming forward. They got one of the best chins in boxing because you take shots and you take them well. And people usually succumb to your power. And if you ain't fighting like that, you ain't giving yourself the best chance to win, especially when you fighting the best fighter that you've been in the ring with. Like that don't make no sense. Like Canelo, you don't want to get to the best guy that you've ever fought and then try to change your style of. So I agree. For him to give himself the best shot to win,
Now,
he gonna have to go in there and just fight with Canelo, man.
yeah. 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 See, one thing about it, like you just said, when you fighting someone for the third time, you know your partner. You
Mm-hmm.
know, like if Roman Gonzalez would have fought Estrada, they know each other. They know each other. Even though you might change up your game plan a little bit, you still got that something that guy knows you like to do. He might
Mm-hmm.
know that you're gonna step around to the left. So he might be waiting on a left hook on your ass. I mean, he knows a right hook, and he knows, just little things about you. Because the more and more you fight a guy, especially in a trilogy, sparring, you get to know the fighter. You know, now you have to come up with a game plan where you have to change up some things, and that's what Triple G have to do. But when you're getting up in age and things like that, and sometimes you can't teach your old dog new tricks. You
Nah,
know,
he 40 years old, man.
right?
The hell you gonna go learn, bro? You better just go in there and
I'm
do you
saying,
what you been doing your whole career.
right. That's what I'm saying. You can't change up too much.
Triple G gonna come in that hoe trying to pull counter and shit, rolling and
Oh,
uppercutting and shit.
oh man, shit. He gonna get
He
a
gonna get his
cramp.
ass whooped, bro.
He gonna get a cramp. You try that.
He gonna come in that bitch switching southpaw.
Oh, oh my God. No,
The
no,
fuck out of here. But try to see that shit, Triple G. Let me see who we got in the let me see who we got in the chat. Then we'll go over a couple of these fights. Then we got some more stories we're gonna cover for y'all, man. We got Yoda, my brother Crush in the building. What up, Crush? Ricky E245, what's popping, man? My brother D-Ray done slid up in here. What up, D-Ray? NBA D Nice, what's popping, bro? Who else we got? Ryan Hong. Do you ever bet fights? Almost every week. I would imagine the bankroll look real nice with that prediction record. Yeah, man, we doing all right. We doing all right. Dante Hall, what up, bro? What up, bro? Boxing Social Network, what's good? OTB boxing class, outside the boxing class 101. What's up, bro? Appreciate you sliding through this thing this morning, man. All y'all in here on daylight savings time. I know who the early people are. I know who the people who be getting up and got shit to do. You know what I'm saying? I know who y'all are now. The rest of them, I
right.
don't know what they be doing because they probably somewhere asleep right now. Kevin Knight, what up, bro? Mike Glimp, what's popping with you? G Parker, my brother from H Town. We're gonna talk about H Town, man. We gotta talk about Jamal Charlo a little bit today. We're gonna get into that. My brother Coach, what up, Coach? Salute, man. Straight out of New Orleans. Your boy got a fight next week. I'm gonna be covering it. Regis Prograde, baby. Let's go. Let me see here. Vince Williams in the building, and my brother Mike Rhyme done slid through here. Man, let's talk about a couple of the show. Let's talk about a couple of the Showbox cars, and then we'll get to Saturday's action, man. So the Showbox, they had the son of former champion Raul Marquez, Giovanni Marquez, made his professional debut. It
Mhm.
was just a 4-round fight, but when you were watching that fight, man, break it down, man. Do you Did you like his first ever performance? He's only 21 years old. I mean, he got the W, so I'd imagine. But what did you think of that first fight on
Well,
Showbox Friday night?
okay, first of all, you know who his father is. You know his father now works for Showtime. Well, actually, he's working with Showtime, but Showbox mostly. And
Mm-hmm.
I think he got there not because of his father, because his skill set. Because I think he did a great job for his first pro debut. Now, the
Mm-hmm.
first round was a little shaky because you know this is your first fight at pro, and you're a little shaky, a little nervous, and he was a little slow off the trigger. Then the second round, he started opening it up. He started landing shit, and looked like he was like looking at the fist like, damn, did I do that? Then he started then he started feeling good. Then next thing you know, he started pretty much opening him up. But by saying that, I'm saying he's going to the body. Then he's going through the middle. Then he opening up with the uppercuts. And that way he starts sitting down on his punches. Then as you know like Andre Ward say, his body language, you
Mm-hmm.
can see his body language. He was feeling good. He was feeling, he got settled in.
You know, I hate
He
that phrase.
I know.
His body language let me know he was winning the fight. Type
Hey,
shit.
I'm gonna
Andre,
ask Andre Ward that too. I said, man, explain the body language.
he gonna be like, I tell you what he gonna say. You got to show the judges that you're the boss in there. You got to
Right.
show them you're the boss, that you're in control. Body language be good than the mud. Be getting your head pieced up though.
Man, and I've been doing my homework on him too, man. But anyway,
Yeah.
so he got in there and he pretty much dominated this his opponent. He got in there and started throwing uppercuts. He started walking him down, and only thing about it is he drops his hands too much. He was dropping his hands too much, and I hope his father tell him, look, you're going to start keeping your hands up, and also on the break. You have to start watching that on the break because you can hit when y'all break out. When you split up, you break out. He can come back with a counter real fast on you, and he got to
Mm-hmm.
start watching out for that. So I mean, the right guy won because he
Yeah.
threw a lot of punches and he was very dominant. And I think for a first pro debut, I think he did a great job. And
Yeah.
he won fair and square, but he got a lot of work to do. A
I
lot of
tell you
work.
what, he
Mhm.
looked better than Ricky Hatton's son. He looked better
Oh
than Campbell Hatton. So
yeah,
shit.
yes,
So shit. That's a good thing.
yes.
Giovanni Marquez, man, look, he was a 2021 Golden Gloves national champion. And salute to Tim
Mhm.
Muse, Snacks B. I see y'all. Everybody smash the like, but I'm looking. They
Yes,
ain't
sir.
matching up right now. I ain't gonna put too much pressure on y'all, but I see how many people in here. I see my likes. They kind of short right now. So y'all smash the like button just in case you forgot. And our cash apps are scrolling on the bottom of the screen, or you can hit that super chat as well. But I know that stuff costs money. So if you ain't got the money to donate, that's cool, man. At least smash on that like button for us
Mhm.
one time. And so Giovanni Marquez, look, he was more aggressive. He showed he can throw a lot of punches. I like some of the pivots that he used to get shots off and shit. Like he showed some
Oh
pretty good
yeah.
skills. It was only a 4-round fight, so he didn't have much opportunity to get the fighter out of there. But for a first performance, being on Showbox, being trained by your dad, who's a world champion, he got rid of those nerves pretty quick, and he put on a good performance. Now, the next one, man,
Oh yeah. Oh
Edwin
wait, wait,
Daly.
wait, wait, wait.
Go
I just
ahead.
want to say that. Yeah, I
Yeah,
forgot about that. I like the way he was changing directions, changing.
yeah, them pivots was nice.
Yeah, man, that was real nice. And now keep in mind he going to be fighting better competition, and he gonna be fighting better step up fights, and so he gonna have to. It's a lot of work need to be done. With him.
Hmm.
But that was a good warm up fight for him. So all right, that's all I want. Okay.
Yeah, that was a good one fight. And we got
Yeah.
Snacks B. We got you, bro. Say he missed all the fights. We got you. That's what we're here for, bro. So we're gonna
Mhm.
go over all of them. Edwin De Los Santos versus Luis Acosta. Man, what a great performance from Edwin De Los Santos coming off his last loss. He went in there. And I told you guys when we did the prediction show on Thursday that he was a more athletic fighter. He was the counter puncher, and that Luis Acosta could get caught with shots trying to come in and be aggressive as a shorter guy. He had a 5-inch arm reach disadvantage, and he started getting caught coming in from the very beginning of the fight. Edwin De Los Santos scored a knockdown in the first round with a check right hook. And then he caught Luis Acosta with a beautiful counter left hand in the third round and about put him to sleep, and he was already out before he hit the floor. And Edwin De Los Santos, this was the guy I told y'all in his last prediction that I got wrong when he lost to William Foster. This guy was discovered by KQ's guy Samson, and he has a lot of talent. You can see the talent in him. You can see that he has the skills. He just didn't put it together in that William Foster fight, but after being in America a little bit longer, a whole nother camp, a couple of months removed, he was just too much for Luis Acosta. And I hate that my H-Town brother out of Houston, Texas, Luis Acosta, got done like that. But he got done wrong. And I told you guys, like, he was coming into the fight. He had just fought a fighter with 19 losses, 21 losses, 13 losses, 10 losses. Like, he hadn't fought the type of competition to prepare him for the speed, the power, and the skills of Edwin De Los Santos. And it showed. And De Los Santos didn't lose a second of that fight. That man only 22 years old. I want to see him keep getting better, stay in the gym. And I think this, even though he got a loss on his record, he's now 14-1 with 13 knockouts. That one loss, that could be, you know, just a blip in the radar, because he definitely has the talent to go places. Especially looks like another good lightweight. Lightweight is getting stacked, man, with prospects and contenders and shit. You think of this kid, you think of Zepeda, Frank Martin, Jose Valenzuela, on top of all the guys that we already know to be at the top of the division. Just a very, very fun division if all of these guys start fighting each other. So I'd like to see Edwin De Los Santos get a deal, get off a Showbox. This was his second Showbox card. Hopefully, you know, the PBC top rank, the zone. Hopefully somebody was paying attention so he can step up in competition and, you know, get a bigger platform so a lot more people can know what he, you know what he brings to the table. What you got on that fight, OG?
Well, De Los Santos, it looked like he was bigger than he was, but maybe that's a rehydration clause. I don't know. I don't know. But
I mean, shit, he was 3 inches taller and his arms were 5 inches longer. So shit, that was, you right. He was way bigger. The guy Luis Acosta, he got the dimensions of like a featherweight or something. He only 5'5". He might be in too big of a weight class. Like Tank Davis is 5'5", but shit, that's Tank Davis. Everybody ain't him.
Right, exactly. Yeah, D. Ray Sampson. Yeah, that's my guy. I talk to him all the time. Anyway, so De Los Santos, he took his time, and he came in there and took his time, but he was fighting in spurts at first, and then he knew that the guy, he couldn't hurt him. His opponent couldn't hurt him, and then he kept coming straight forward. Then he's trying to land that left hand. He still tried to go down to the body. He's still trying to get the body out of there. Then he hit him with a nice straight left, knocked him down. He got back up. Then there you go again. He's still running in there. Now, a lot of guys don't understand. When you get knocked down, first of all, don't get straight up. Take your time. Wait till you get to maybe 7 and or 8 and get on up. When you rush and get right back up, you still kind of like groggy, trying to find your bearings and everything. Mm-hmm. And you go in there, then the guy is going to still try to jump on you, and then what happens? You're going to get hit again and fall down again, and next, it might get waved off. Who knows? But De Los Santos, he had a good game plan. He came in there and pretty much set up his shots. He worked behind the jab, and then he came down with the straight left hand down the pipe. I mean, it was just like money all day long. And that right hook, a lot of southpaws don't know how to use the right hook correctly, but he was using it real well. That right hook was landing, then he come back with the left hand. Now, a lot of southpaws are left hand crazy, but not him. All right, he was just using the jab, then he was taking his time, then he came straight in. And like I say, he's a big guy, and he had the reach. So he didn't have to go in the pocket that much, because all he had to do was just stand a little bit on the outside and throw the left hand and down the pipe. And he was popping the head back all day while it lasted. So it was a great job for De Los Santos. But I still say that the jury is out on him.
Yeah.
I would like to see him fight better competition. I would like to see him fight maybe someone a step above him. I put him in the same category as Berlango.
Mm-hmm.
Belango still, he's that he's that star, he's that Puerto Rican pride type of fighter and this and that. But let's see when he step up. What will he do then when he face adversity? Let's see how
Yeah.
he act and react. So that always shows me a lot when I see a fighter. When he fight adversity and when they come out from a knockdown or a loss, that shows me something. So
Yeah, he lost his last fight on Showbox, and he came back and put on this performance. So he's showing he
yeah.
can bounce back from a little bit of adversity. That was a close ass fight, split decision, could have went either way.
Hmm.
But yeah, he showed that. And I really like what you said about the right hook because he was using it very good defensively to throw it as a check hook and pivot around to
Right.
keep his back off the ropes. Like I like that shit. I
Yep.
like that shit. Like you don't like people always just think your defense is your feet, your head movement, and your guard and shit. But sometimes you can throw a punch defensively to get somebody out of position. He really used it to push old buddy up off of him and be able to pivot around and keep his backs off the ropes, get back to
Mhm.
the center of the ring, and then get back to popping that jab and catching Luis Acosta coming in. For Luis Acosta,
Right.
look, man, you might want to think about going down in weight. You're just too short. And the power that you thought you had, it was because of who you fighting, bro. Like he was 12-0 with 11 knockouts, but bro, you wasn't fighting nobody. So
Yep.
you was knocking out cab drivers, janitors, bus drivers, and people that work at the grocery store and shit. That's not gonna work, bro. So we'll see what's from him next. We got one last fight on the Showbox card, y'all. Then we'll get to another story for y'all. Kurt Douglas, I see you. Felix Nunez, I see you in the building, man. Salute to everybody in the building. The main event, man. This one, listen. The main event was a damn good fight. This 10-round fight between Adriel Holmes and the brother from Chicago, Vernon Brown, man. Damn, man. Chicago had to take a L on this one. Adriel Holmes versus Vernon Brown. OG, Adriel
Yeah.
Holmes was on a 2.5-year layoff.
I
He
know.
didn't look like it.
I
He
know,
didn't look like it at all, man. What you got on that fight?
man. And when I say this is no cliche. Style do make fights.
Yeah.
No doubt about that. Brown, he's come from Chicago. He's from the north, actually the southwest side. Actually, it's called Garfield Park. He's come out of the same gym as Adrian Granados. Now, Adrian Granados in that gym, they don't teach a lot about boxing. They teach more about brawling and go in there, put your head in his chest and work. That's their motto. That's what they do. And that what Brown was doing. But Brown forgot, wait a minute, this guy got a reach. Man, this guy is taller. And this guy is going got a little strength too. This guy's pushing back. And that's what it was. I mean, it was a good fight. Because Brown started coming back along towards the middle of the fight. And Brown was coming straight at him, straight lefts, straight rights, and he was using his right hook, or check hook. I mean, he was doing everything possible to stay in his chest. Now, normally I would criticize a fighter for fighting and getting drawn into the fight of his opponent. But this time, Holmes did the right thing. Holmes did fight with fighter, but he stayed on the outside and he still worked his jab a little bit. Then he went inside, in which I think he stayed inside too long. But it still kind of paid off on him because he turned the tables on Brown a few times. And then he stepped back and made room to punch, made room to go upstairs. They made room to go downstairs, made room to go back upstairs, So I think it was a great fight. And I think Brown's style was tailor made for Holmes. But Holmes was trying to time him as he came in. He did catch him a couple times, but not many as he should have. That's one thing about it. When you got a guy like Sean Porter or Brown, guys that rush right in and just want to maul you. Well, if you got that stick long enough and you got that reach, you can pop them and catch them as he come in. Now, Holmes didn't have enough strength to stop him as he came in. Not too much. But I still would give him like a B coming off a big layoff like that, fighting a guy like Brown. Because Brown, he wasn't tired. He was active. He was very active in there. Now, then towards the end of the fight, They both retired. They
Yeah.
both retired. They both retired. But I think Holmes, he dig deeper. He dig deeper than Brown did, and he came out successful.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, it was a great fight. I mean, I should have called that fight, but it was a great fight. And I
I was
liked it.
looking for you too. I like, damn.
Man,
I guess I
yeah,
gotta listen to these Showbox announcements, but they weren't as bad. And salute to TJ Sports,
yeah,
Sports Nation Network, the fans corner teach, Felix Nunez, man. I see how y'all in the building. Make sure y'all hitting that like button as y'all step on the inside, man. Yeah,
yes, sir.
our drill Holmes. This was a tough one to pick. Glad I got it right, but he had a 2.5 year layoff. I was like, bruh, he got a
Mhm.
2.5 year layoff. I hope that he been sparring and that he in shape, because I really hate picking fighters that been out of pocket that long. But we went with a man with the Olympic pedigree, and it showed. His jab controlled the whole first half of the fight. Vernon
Mhm.
Brown couldn't get on the inside on him. Drill Holmes was able to run up rounds on him to start with, and then
Mhm.
he one of them people, like, he ain't a power puncher, but he a sharp puncher. Like, you could see him knocking Vernon Brown head back on a continual basis and doing enough to stop Vernon Brown in his tracks, because Vernon Brown is a shorter guy, only 5'7", compared to 6'2" of a Drill Holmes. What's that? That's like 7 or 8 inches at a disadvantage of height.
Yeah.
So he
Mhm.
had to find his way in, and Holmes was punching him just enough to make him think, make him stop, make him reset. Then he get that stick back working. He also showed a very nice right hook in
Mhm.
that fight, good footwork, and then he can fight on the inside as well. Holmes got all the skills. He got
Mhm.
all the skills. You finding out why he was a 2016 Olympic alternate in this
Mhm.
fight, and he showed definitely. When people say that there are levels to this shit, it don't just mean like world champion and
Mhm.
contender. Like, there is levels to prospects too. And Drill Holmes just proved to be just more skilled and on a completely different level from Vernon Brown. What I want to see though, you got to be active now, man. You got to take this momentum. You need to be fighting again in the next, 2 or 3 months, and really try to see what you can do in the sport, because he's not old, but he's
Mhm.
27 years old right now. He's the same age as a guy like Tank Davis, and he only got 12 professional fights. With that type of pedigree, you would think that he's been fighting more and that somebody would pick him up. So hopefully this performance gets him in the door, and we see him a lot sooner than we otherwise would have. The brother Easy salute. He says Leigh Wood to fight the winner of Warrington versus Kiko. Proud of my English fighters. We do amazing in boxing in recent years. Love. I disagree. I believe the winner of Warrington versus Kiko Martinez should have to fight Mauricio Lara. And then Leigh Wood should be the mandatory for Leo Santa Cruz in the WBA, so they can get rid of them belts like they've been doing. But that's Mauricio Lara
Yeah.
fight, in my opinion, easy, because Warrington don't even deserve that fight in the first place. Warrington got his ass whooped 2 fights ago, and then he was on his way to getting his ass whooped again in this no contest that he got, because he kept trying to headbutt Mauricio Lara off of the top ropes, because Mauricio Lara was knocking his ass all the way across the ring. So I think Mauricio Lara deserves the winner of that fight.
Mhm.
Let Leigh Wood go unify his regular belt with Leo Santa Cruz's super belt in the WBA. Then shit, a little mini tournament. Them winners should fight each other for a unification fight. I
Right.
love to see that. Southpaw Killer, I see you. What up, bro? But yeah, man, let's get to another story. Shakur Stevenson, man. Shakur Stevenson say, I'm my own man. I don't need Floyd Mayweather. I ain't signed to him. Never thought about signing to him, because he wasn't about to move me the way that he thought he was going to move me. Here's what he said. I'm paraphrasing, but here's exactly what he said. Shakur says, a lot of people look at that situation and say, yeah, you should have went with Floyd, but I'm going to say what it is.
Mhm.
He says it's just certain things that I tolerate and I don't tolerate. I got around certain people and they kind of helped me out with my career. Floyd didn't want to be involved in that and didn't want to accept the real part. He wanted me to go through it. I'm not going to say he wanted me to go through it blind, but he wanted me to do it his way, and I didn't want to do it his way. So it ended up that I did it my way, and I went with the team that I felt was the better team for me. I feel like right now it's paid off. Yeah, it was difficult not to sign with Floyd, because Floyd was calling me on the phone. He's like, you could drive a Bugatti. He's in your head, but you
Mhm.
still know in your brain, I know what I'm worth and what my career means at the most. It was something he said. He put me on a flyer, and he put all these fighters on the flyer, and there were 3 good fighters on there. They had 3 good portions of the poster, and he put me on the poster, but I'm down small. I know me personally. Once I seen that, I'm like, hell no, I'm cool. I know what I am and what I bring to the table. I'm going to take over the sport. Don't put me on no flyer with a small photo like that. I'm a big star. I need to be there right next to Tank and whoever else and is leading the company. Damn.
Ooh.
Damn, Shakur
Woo.
going in. Like basically, so what I got from that, Floyd tried to entice him, like, yo, you could drive a Bugatti, you could be rich.
Yep.
He tried to entice him with the money and shit. And Shakur, like, I'm gonna get that shit anyway. Cause
Yep.
I'm gonna be the biggest and best thing. So man, I like that shit. I ain't gonna lie, KQ.
Man.
I
You
like
know,
that shit, man. What you think about Shakur? Like saying, nah, bro, like Floyd want me to
hey,
just be a puppet or some shit.
you
And
know,
then once you say what you think about that, man, what does it say about the Gervonta Davis situation? Like, is he a
okay.
puppet? Because there's a lot of people telling me he a puppet and shit, and he don't think for himself. Like, what, man? Unpack all of that for us, man.
Man, you know what? This gonna work hand in hand. Follow me on this now. Now, Floyd. Floyd is an ex-fighter. Okay. What he done when he was fighting in the ring, yeah, that worked. Okay, all that worked, and yeah, he's number one and this and that. Nobody can beat him. All that talk worked. Well, he took that talk and put it outside the ring, and he tried to apply that to other guys that he's trying to recruit. Now, keep in mind, Jay Prince, Jay Prince, and Floyd Mayweather are like besties. Now, Jay Prince is also Shakur Stevenson advisor. Now, of course, Floyd went over there in person to see Shakur fight in the Olympics when he medaled as a silver medalist. But one thing I can tell you, Floyd Mayweather wants to run the show. Shakur Stevenson, I told you all this last year. Shakur Stevenson, mother and father, they don't play that shit. Like Shakur Stevenson said, I come from a long line of strong men. We believe in making our own mind up, not letting another man make decisions for us. I know
Mhm.
what I want. I know what I don't want. So therefore, Floyd Mayweather, he wants to control everything. It's not good for him to be a trainer. He don't want that. Oh no. He don't want to be a manager. Oh no. He want to run the whole shebang. Floyd he always want to take over, and Shakur don't play that. Shakur Stevenson is a young man with moxie. All right, he's a young man that knows what he wants. Now I know some people say, "Well, Bob Aaron controlled him." No, 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 no. Shakur Stevenson tell Bob, "Look, I don't want that fight. I don't want that fight. I
Oh,
want
there's a
this fight."
second part to it. We're gonna get to this because he talked a lot
All right.
about Top Rank too. I'm gonna
Okay.
read that to you, but yeah, he
Okay.
he said some
Okay.
shit about Bob too. We gonna
Okay.
get to it.
Okay, I'll
We
leave that
gonna get
alone
to it.
for right there.
You damn
I'll leave
right,
that alone
yeah.
for right there. But this ain't the first time you all heard this. We've been hearing this for the last 2 or 3 years. Now I get it. Gervonta Davis, when he first started, he couldn't really speak to the media. He wasn't used to that. He comes from the streets, and when you come from the streets, you don't know nothing about public speaking. And Floyd didn't either.
Mhm.
He had a publicist to tell him. Now, if you all pay attention, it comes with the territory. Floyd got that from his publicist. That's all. That's why he keeps saying it over and over, and he's still saying it over and over after boxing. But he couldn't control Shakur Stevenson. His father
Mhm.
said, "No, you don't need to be with Floyd." This is quote unquote straight from Shakur Stevenson's mouth. This was last year. You don't need to
Mhm.
be with Floyd Mayweather. Floyd Mayweather is not going to treat you like other promoters would treat you. He will try to run you. That's what he's going to try to do. And Shakur and his father and mother. See, I like what the whole family is involved. And the whole family made a decision to go the top rank way. And that
Mhm.
way, now look at Shakur. Now he might not be as big as Gervonta Davis, but like he said, he's happy. He's happy and he's happy where he at right now. So, man,
Damn. So when I thought of this, man, and all my brothers in the chat, right? If you got kids, man, this is why you got to be a strong presence in their life, because
yeah.
they can get food. And you look at the way Tank came up, and you look at the way Shakur came up. Basically, what I'm getting is Tank fell for the jewelry and shit. He fell for the cars and shit, all up in his face and shit. Where Shakur and them was like, I can get that shit on my own. It may take a little bit longer, but my legacy and me being able to really go submit myself, that's what's more important to me. And like Tank Davis, he got a super belt at 130, but that belt at 135 and that belt at 140, them regular belts. Shakur Stevenson is a true 2 division champion. Shakur Stevenson is about to unify. Tank Davis ain't did that shit yet, bro.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, people can say like, "Oh man, Tank Davis is a star and he's this and that." Yeah, he is. He the money man. But Shakur Stevenson is younger, and Shakur Stevenson is picking up shit that will last the test of time. And also, when you keep doing that shit, all that shit gonna sell itself. Your legacy sell itself. So he get the unifying divisions and shit. He get to coming up and becoming the 3 division champion. That shit could flip in an instant, just like that. And you could be looking at him
Excuse me,
as a money man.
no, God,
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, that's me. No, we're not saying Bob Aaron look like a saint. Oh, you know how I feel about that.
Oh no, hell
No,
no.
he don't look like no saint. Hell no.
Hell no. No.
No. All right, just listen on. That's all.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he not no saint, but again, is he a better decision for people earlier in their career? Because he got a bunch of fights for Shakur. He could get Shakur Oscar Valdez because he got a whole nother stable of people that are champions. If Navarrete move up, he can get Shakur Navarrete. He can get Shakur a Lomachenko fight at 135 pounds. He can get him a Teofimo Lopez fight. He can get him Nakatani. He can get him Kome. He can put names on Shakur's resume that Floyd can't do for Tank. Floyd can go put Roly on your resume, bro. And then who else? Who else he got over there? So I feel what y'all saying, but at the same time, like I gotta give Shakur credit because it seems like he's in a better situation. If you want to look at legacy, I think Tank is in a better situation for money. But all Tank legacy fights, they gotta go do co-promotion shit. I just ran off like 4, 5, 6 fights for y'all in the next 2 or 3 years. That's all top rank shit. That's all top rank shit. He ain't got to try to get Bob Arum to do business with another promoter and shit. He ain't got to do none of that shit. All he got to do is stay right there where he at. So it is what it is, man. And that's what having a good team around you will do. Now, y'all talking about Bob Arum. This Shakur sounded off on Top Rank too. He sounded off on Top Rank. This is what he said about Top Rank. He says they got a great machine and a great system. They made sure I was fighting on ESPN, and they made sure that I got a certain amount of fights per year. They put me in a position to become a world champion quickly, fast in boxing. There was a bunch of stuff that played a part. They looked at me like I was who I was. I like the way they looked at me. Right now, we're trying to get bigger and develop even more. That was one of the first things that I went in their office and said. I sat there in front of Bob Arum and I told Bob, I've been hearing that you're a racist. I sat there and I told him that face to face. He told me he wasn't and explained to me a lot of situations, and it was cool. I caught a cool vibe from the office and Top Rank. I didn't get the racist vibe from them at the time. I definitely went in there and let him know I've been hearing you're racist. You got to let me know what's going on. So what do you think about his comments about Top Rank and Bob Arum? Kind of why he signed with him? They kept him busy. They made him a whatchamacallit. They made him a world champion fast. Just your thoughts on him and his relationship with Top Rank, and would you advise him to stay there, or would you advise him to leave soon? What do you think about what he said about Top Rank?
Well, you know what? I always said this. I said it this year, and people that listen to my show, you all know that I always say one thing I can say about Top Rank. When you coming out the amateurs, they have a great program for new recruits that's coming into top rank. I'm talking about new guys that's coming out the pro, going out the amateurs, coming into the pros. They will make you shine. They will put you on cars. They will put you on TV. But when you reach a certain plateau at top rank, and that's when they really, really, really hit you with some things. They really, really hit you with some things, and that's the thing about it, So that's where you got to be careful, Now, Shakur Stevenson is a strong young man, and I don't know Bob Arum used to that or not. I don't know how long his contract is, whatever, but I will say this though, but Bob Arum got some good matchmakers over there. He got some good recruitment over there. He got the Davis brothers over there. He gonna get some fighters. And he gonna get some fighters. Now, one thing about it, you got somebody always gonna fight in your weight class over there also. Now he don't get a lot of big welterweights or on up. That's PBC. They handle all that,
Mm-hmm.
So, but Shakur, I think Jay Prince gonna advise him when that contract is over with. I think we can do better on our own. I really
Mm-hmm.
believe that because he has the the technical skills, he has the smarts, he has the good people around him, including his mother and father. You trust them. So I mean, that's the thing that Gervonta Davis lacking. Now, of course, his father's not in his life, and his mother's, is a recovering addict. Okay, it's no surprise about that. He's been through a lot of things in his life, and sometimes when you see guys that got the jury, got the Bugattis and this and that, that glorifies Gervonta Davis. That makes him look like, man, wow, I want that. I want that. Same as dope dealers. Same as little guys on the streets or corners that don't have anything on food stamps and shit. And when you see a guy out there with all that money, all that dirty money, and all this jewelry and cars and shit, I want that. How can I get that? Then next
Mm-hmm.
thing you know, they messing up their lives. But it's a wrong and a right way to getting things like that. That's
Yeah.
good and fine and dandy, but jury is not everything. Now, some people told one guy told me, well, jury, that's just an investment. No, that's not an investment.
That shit depreciates.
Exactly. Just like a damn car. You drive that car off that lot, it ain't worth what it was when you bought it. You got to like invest in property, things like that. And that's why you got to have good people around you.
Mm-hmm.
So basically what I'm saying is Shakur Stevenson and Gervonta Davis. Gervonta Davis might be up here, but Shakur Stevenson is right here. But he's his own man. But Gervonta Davis got Floyd Mayweather. So
Yeah,
that's
and he fighting better fights. That's why he grow.
right.
Like I'm telling y'all, that's why he's growing in popularity because
Exactly.
he's giving us the better product. What sounds
Yep.
better, Isak Pitbull Cruz and then Rolly Romero, or
Mhm.
Jamel Herring and
There
then
you
Oscar
go.
Valdez? Like
There you go.
it's
Yep.
clear what the better product is. And I'll
Mhm.
say this to Shakur, like ain't nobody gonna come out like if you ask a killer or they a killer, they ain't gonna come out and tell you a killer. They gonna be like, nah, I ain't gonna kill it. So of course Bob Arum gonna say, nah, I ain't racist. And he gonna give you a good vibe and all that shit because he trying to sign you. But a couple of things that I've been saying ever since he got this Valdez fight, he need to thank Terrence Crawford for the fight because he wouldn't be getting the fight if Terrence Crawford wasn't suing his ass. So we need to
Right.
keep that in. We need to keep that in perspective. And I mean, you did a great job of breaking it down, KQ. Like, yes, Bob Arum has all the fights for you right now. He does, but there's gonna come a time when he don't have the fights for you anymore. There's gonna come a time that you outgrow him. It comes for every star fighter. Like Floyd outgrew Top Rank, so did Oscar De La Hoya, Miguel Cotto, Manny Pacquiao, and right now, in my opinion, Gervonta Davis has outgrown Floyd, and Shakur
Yeah.
Stevenson is on his way with a few more fights to outgrowing Top Rank. So you just got to make the move at the right time. Be smart with your contracts and shit. Look at who's in your division and who controls those fighters so you can get the
Mhm.
fights that you need. If you're fighting at 130, 135, 140, Top Rank is a good place to be because they got a lot of the champions and they got all the fighters over there. If you're fighting at 147, 154, 168, you probably need to be over at PBC. You know what I'm saying? If you get big
Right.
enough, you probably need to be on your own. So it's just all about making the right moves for you. And Jay Prince is a good manager for him.
Mhm.
Seems like he got a great family around him to help him, help his way through this dirty game of boxing. And I wish
Mhm.
the young man nothing but the best, man. I think April is going to be phenomenal.
Oh
I
yeah.
think April is going to be a month full of great fights. We got some more fights, y'all. Let's get these covered and
Okay,
then
let
go
me
ahead.
read this real fast.
Which one?
Bole, that's my guy. He said Mayweather has done a much better job of promoting Tank than Bob has done promoting Shakur.
Hmm.
Now, okay, but as far as promoting, as far as competition, I don't think so. I think Shakur has been fighting better competition and preparing him better for future fights and future
Mm-hmm.
weight classes and things like that. Now, as far as being a star,
Yeah.
well, Javante Davis has that power, that knockout power, and that sells sometimes. Knockout sells, no doubt about that.
Yeah.
Shakur Stevenson, he punches in combinations, and that normally get him out of there as he go on. He break him
Mm-hmm.
down and break him down, and then he pretty much win. So I think that's the difference. And yes, but Shakur, one thing about it, you might be better as far as promoting everything, but he make his own decisions, and he still
Mm-hmm.
got a promoter.
Yeah.
You
Yeah,
know,
I
yeah,
mean, I feel what Bo is saying. If you just talking
mhm,
about money and shit, you talking about money
mhm,
and star power and being a bigger name, then yeah, you right,
right.
Bo. But I don't look at the sport of boxing that way. You know what I'm saying? Like Shakur's getting the fights that I want to see as a fight fan. And I think in the long run, that's what people are gonna gravitate to. That's what people remember. You keep fighting the best fights and you keep winning and you keep putting out the best product, you're gonna become the bigger star. You know what I'm saying? Right now, Tank Davis is bigger than Shakur Stevenson, but you give it 3 or 4 more years. You let Tank fight Rolly and then fight a rematch with Isak Pitbull Cruz and then jump up and fight, you know what I'm saying? Some 140 pounder that win. Let him keep fighting the types of people that he been fighting. And if Shakur keep fighting champions and top contenders and shit, then that shit's gonna flip on his head, bro. It's gonna
Right.
flip on his head. So I feel what you're saying. Though he's doing a better job getting the money right now and making him a star. But in the long run, I much rather have somebody that's fighting. You know what I'm saying? Better competition and building a better legacy. Let's get to this the zone card, man. Because I want to talk to you about Jamal Charlo too. But let's get through some of these fights on this the zone card, and then we'll end it by talking about Charlo and Munguia. But first fight was that female fight between Sandy Ryan and Erica Farias. I know you were on the call, KQ. That
Mhm.
was your first call of the day yesterday. What'd you think of that fight, man?
Well, I think it's okay. I think Ryan, she was the taller fighter. She had the longer reach, but I think she was slow. I think she was unsure of herself. I think that she had to settle in first because she had the height and reach, and she was working behind the jab, but it was just so slow to get there. Something like a Joe Joyce, and but she didn't have a lot of power either behind it. But then she started, settling in, and then she started coming alive. She started fighting back. But Acosta, she started feeling good. Acosta, I'd call her Acosta, whatever. But she started feeling good. She started walking around on the ring and pretty much feeling good and getting in and getting out, hitting her with the left, hit her with the right, then go to the left, go to the right, and she pretty much not playing with him, but she felt comfortable in there because she knew that she couldn't hurt her. So she pretty much was setting up the jab and going straight in, coming straight out. So but what I think is that I think that Ryan, she need to be more aggressive. She wasn't aggressive enough for me. That's the only problem that I had. She wasn't aggressive enough for me. If she was aggressive, she should have went in there and had the jab going, and she didn't have to go in there close. She didn't have to get tied up a lot. All she had to do is work from the outside. She had the reach. That's the only problem I had with it, that she wasn't aggressive. She
Mm-hmm.
was kind of like as far as being slow, like a Joe Joyce, but she, she didn't have no matter of urgency on her,
Mm-hmm.
so. Yeah.
She was fighting like she knew she had the people in her pocket because she was a hometown fighter. But she
Right.
need to send a special thank you to Jack Catterall, because if it wasn't for Jack Catterall, Erica Farias probably wasn't gonna get that decision, because them
Uh,
scorecards came out. They gave her that split decision. Like, man, we can't do somebody dirty two
right.
weeks in a row, so we
No,
got to
right.
give Farias the fight. But Farias's feet, her in and out style, coming in with
Uh,
the jab, as KQ said, and
uh,
coming in and out, gave Sandy Ryan problems all night long, and she was able to win the decision. They had it like 96-94 on a couple. I thought she
right.
won much clearer than that, but
Uh,
hey, you take when you in somebody else's hometown and home country and shit, you take the
mhm,
win and you get the hell out of Dodge. So
right.
it is what it is. Great performance by her. Salute to my brother K Savoy in that super chat with the $5. He say that was a hell of a KO. Damn it, man. Yeah, all he had to do was look over his shoulder. I wish Leigh Wood had heart like Chris Colbert. You know what I'm saying? Like, that shit wasn't good, bro. That shit wasn't good. I was almost perfect this week. And
Man,
I was on my way to being perfect if Conlan could have just stayed away, bro.
give me
He
one
could have just
second.
stayed
Give me,
away.
give me one
Yeah,
second.
go ahead. Go ahead, man. If he could have stayed away, I would have had a perfect week. I still got some bread this week, but damn it, man. Michael Conlan was boxing his head off, bro. The dude didn't win more than like 2 or 3 rounds, bro. Conlan got the knockdown. He was out boxing him. He was going to the body well. He was doing everything perfect until he wasn't. And that's why we love boxing, bro. Albert, I see you, man. What's up with it? Big Texas ATX Toledo St. Louis mix. What up? I saw your comment, St. Louis. You say what you call it? Shakur ain't got the resume that Tank got just yet. But I'm just saying, bro. Like, what year was Petraza, bro? That shit like 2017. Like, I feel what you're saying, though, but the fact that it's close and Shakur like 24 years old and Tank about to be 28, like, I don't like that shit, man. You know, Tank is my guy.
Right.
Our Corbin says, man, that's boxing for you. One shot can change everything. Yeah, it was a slip.
Yeah.
It was a slip in the 11th round that changed it all.
Come on, man. It was those little man. He caught that
It
left
was a
hook.
slip that changed it all, man. Hold on, man. Let's get through some more of these. I know y'all don't want to talk about that one, man. Let's talk about the diva, the warrior in pink.
Man.
Gary Culley versus Miguel Vasquez. I ain't gonna lie. When I picked him, I didn't know his nickname. And I'm glad I didn't know his nickname because I probably wouldn't have picked him. But I'm glad I did. Because Gary Culley went out there and he shined, man. He looked good. And he just one of them awkward that he like the Fundora lightweight. How the hell you make 135 pounds and you 6'2" tall? That shit don't make no sense. But KQ, how you like that fight, man? The dude in the pink versus the Mexican warrior Vasquez, man. How that shit go, man?
Indeed, the diva.
Yeah.
The diva. You know what? I thought he was going to be kind of awkward, which he was, but he didn't use his height and reach like he should have. You know, I don't know why. It's something about these guys, and I think Ricky 25 said something about it when I said it the other night. It's just something about the guys that have the height and the reach, just like a Fundora, that wants to, and just want to fight on the inside when you can make it easier on yourself and fight on the outside. And you got a long jab, so work that jab, work behind that jab. But a lot of guys, I don't know, they just don't do that. They want to get in there and bang, but you can make the job easier now. But overall, I think he did a great job. I was expecting a little less from him, and he gave me a little more, and I think he did a great job. I really did. Now Vasquez, he was game, baby. He was game. He was coming in there. He was getting in. He was getting out. He was coming in. He was coming out. But he was meeting up uppercuts. He was meeting straight lefts, straight rights. So. But and Culley, he did a great job, though. I didn't expect. I did not expect that at all. I looked at him. I'm like, man, the diva and guy got on pink, and I don't think this guy. I think he's just gonna go out there and clown. But he didn't. He went out there and did what he had to do.
Yeah.
So, but it's not too much I could say about it. That only thing about it is, he could have made the fight a little easier, if
Yeah.
he would have stayed on the outside. So I don't know, understand that. It's just like the body shots. A lot of guys get away from the body shots, and the body shots are right there. It's just a lost art. Nobody just want, everybody want to head hunt. Everybody want to head hunt. Everybody want to go to the kidneys, and that's it. Nobody want to go right straight to the stern, right there to the chest, and work the
Hmm.
body, break the body down, hit him on the arm, hit him on the elbow, whatever it takes. And that's what I was saying about you guys and Errol Spence when that fight come in April. You guys got a tight defense. So you want to hit them elbows, whatever, and trust me, Earl will break him down. Earl will go through that guard, that tight defense, just to see.
Yeah.
But
Mhm.
as far as Culley, I want to jump off subject. But
Mhm.
just like Culley, keep doing what you're doing. But like I say, jury's out on him. Let's see. Let's see him step it up. Let's see him step it up. See, Showbox, they got this thing where it's called graduation day or whatever.
Yeah,
Where
he
you
needed
really,
graduation day. You goddamn right.
yeah, from prospect to contender. You have to
Mhm.
win so many fights in a row, then you consider a contender. But I don't know. But yeah, it was a good fight, and it was better than I expected. So, yeah.
Bobo, his name used to be Rambo, bro.
Yeah.
His nickname used to be Rambo. You talking about Tank Davis? His nickname used to be
Oh.
Rambo, bro.
Mhm.
Gary Culley versus Vasquez. Listen, Vasquez, I appreciate all the wars, over almost 60 fights, but it's time for him to hang it up. He looked like a shell of himself. He was slow. Gary Culley was able to catch him coming in. I think Gary Culley put on a good performance. I don't want to shit on him, but I think this much more had to do with Vasquez just being shot at this point in his career. He got caught coming in with a straight left hand, got put on the ground, and he usually is somebody that used to be very durable and have
Mhm.
great punch resistance. There was a time that he would walk through punches like that, and he ain't got it no more. But Culley, man, he got good length, and down there at 135, that's something to deal with. It ain't everybody 6'2"
Right.
that can make 135. So if he fight to his height more, as OG said, learn to get behind his stick and use his jab and quit being so willing to mix it up on the inside. We'll see what he can do, but I need to see it against better competition before I crown him or say he a problem or he this or he that. St.
Right.
Louis Beef call him Machine Gun Culley. That's a good one, bro. That's a good one. The rapper and shit. That's a good one. I like that, bro. But let's move on to the next fight because we got 3 more fights to cover. We got 30 minutes then. Plus, I gotta talk. I gotta talk to the OG about his boy Jamal Charlo, man. I gotta talk to him about that. But we got Yarco. Well, now we can do the other woman fight because this one should be pretty easy. Terry Harper versus Yamila Abelanada. Terry Harper is the chick that got knocked out by Alicia Bumgarner. This was her return to the ring, and I must say she looked good. She outboxed Abelanada. She was able to use her jab. She threw good combinations, fought well on the inside. I'm still waiting on her. She was fighting a fighter who only had 3 knockouts in 18 fights. So I'm waiting on her chin to really get tested to see if she all the way back. But for her first fight at 135, she looked strong. She looked like she can. She looked like she might can do something up there. But before she try to get a championship shot, I need to see her in there with a world class opponent. Because no disrespect to Yamila, I'm gonna just call her Yamila because I'm having trouble pronouncing her last name. No
Mhm.
disrespect to Yamila, but Terry Harper, I don't know, man. I don't know. She need to fight a world level contender or something like that. Just because I need to see that chin tested a little bit more. I need to see that chin tested, and I need to see her go through a tougher competition before I'm ready to say that she's on her way to being champion again. But what you got on that Terry Harper and Yamila fight? I thought Harper looked good and she got a clear decision victory, man. What do you think about that fight?
Yeah, I think she looked good too. And you know what? I think, and a lot of people might agree with me on this. Sometimes when you lose a fight, that helps you in the next fight. I know it sounds strange, but it does. It makes you a better fighter. You go in there, and I know Terry Harper learned a lot of things that she shouldn't have did. with Bob Garner, and then she applied that when she came into the ring last night, other night. So she did look good. She still worked behind the jab. She still was aggressive, and she still was coming in there, and she still was letting her hands go, and they both were letting their hands go. And like I say, most of the women, they have that amateur style pedigree. Rather, they're not amateurs, but they're only fighting too many rounds. So therefore, they go in there and try to give it they all, trying to pretty much put the pace up, pick the pace up. And that's why it's not a lot of knockouts in women boxing, because you only got too many rounds. And so, therefore, but Terry Harper, she did a great job. I really think she did, and I didn't think she was going to be that great or that aggressive when it first started. I thought, oh man, she might be shot, like most fighters that lose come off a loss and they even get worse. But she got sharper, and she got sharper, and that was good. That was a good thing for her. So, and her opponent was trying to penetrate that jab and trying to punch with her, but then she decided, okay, let me let her get off. Then I'm gonna get off. I'm gonna get off. Which that was the wrong move, because when she did try to do that, Terry Harper still jumped right on her. So, but I give Terry Harper a great showing the other night, and maybe, just maybe, with the right direction and with the right trainer, she can be a force to be reckoned with. So that's how I look at it.
I don't know, L Dub. Maybe shit. Rematch at Jonas. Ain't Jonas fighting at 135 pounds now? Rematch with somebody like her, somebody on that level, bro. I don't really know, because I do follow women's boxing, but probably not as closely as you, bro. But maybe a rematch with Jonas would be good, in my opinion. I think they both still under the zone, so run that back. I
Right.
think that's a great fight. There's some people that felt like Jonas probably could have got the decision in that fight. So, I don't know, bro. I don't think Yamila. I don't think she tested her the way I would like to see her tested before she start calling for the winner between Katie Taylor and Amanda Serrano. Like that shit wouldn't end well right now, in my opinion, is all I'm saying, L Dub. Oh, Jonas is all the way up at 154 now. Damn, they jump weights quick. Sheesh.
Wow.
Sheesh. Well, I don't know, bro. Y'all tell me, K Rod, L Dub, who should she fight next, bro? Y'all let me know. Our comment says Valdez Shakur gonna be a crazy fight. Yeah, it's gonna be a good one, bro. It's gonna be
Yeah.
a good one. K Rod says I wouldn't mind Maria Maneo. Okay. Well, somebody other than Yamala, because she didn't get tested enough well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, shit, no. No, 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 nobody that good, but somebody better than Yamila.
Right.
Let's go to this Yarco fight, man. Yarco, Juan Carlos Rubio. What do you think of that fight, man?
Okay. Who now? Who now? I'm trying to remember
The
that fight.
Yarco, the guy from the black guy from Ireland, the Irish,
Oh, oh.
the Irish fighter that looked like a brother from Ireland. He fought the Juan Carlos Rubio dude.
Yeah. Rubio, he did a great job, man. Rubio was on point, man. Yeah, he was doing a great job, and what's the other guy name? Because I forgot that part.
Yarco.
Yeah, Yarko. I called him something else, but yeah, he did a great job too. But Rubio did better than I thought he was gonna do. Man, I didn't think he was gonna be that great. I mean, not great, but I didn't think he was gonna be like that. K Rod said, I can't wait. Okay, but anyway, yeah, I can't wait either, K Rod. But so Rubio, he did a great job. He was in there banging right with him, and he was tit for tat, and he was counter punching. He was counter punching great. Every time he threw one, then here come Rubio, he throwing another one, and it was pretty much a good scrap. It was pretty much a good scrap, and they started picking up the pace, and they started settling in and started going right at it. I believe, if I'm not mistaken, that was a 10-round fight, and then they started moving closer, closer. Because at first it was a battle of the jabs, I call it. They were just fainting. Then they started going explosive. They just started coming right at each other. And so I think the fight was kind of fun, really,
Mm-hmm.
because Rubio, he kind of surprised me. Because I really thought that he was gonna get overwhelmed. but he didn't. You know, so
Me too. Me too.
yeah,
Especially after his last fight against Charles Conwell, I was like, "Oh shit, he about to get knocked out again." But he
right.
went in there. He went in there. He showed a good account of himself.
Mm,
Yarko needs to learn how to deal with southpaws a little bit better. I thought it took
yeah.
him a little bit too long to figure out Rubio. I thought that he
Um,
should have been able to get that right hand off sooner and easier. But once he got to the middle of the rounds, he kind of started timing them better with his straight right hand. Started landing it better. And then Yarko got to work on his feet too. He lunged in too much, and
right.
his left hook is too his left hook is too
Why?
it's too wide and shit. Like it's a lot of things for him to work on, but you can see the talent, you can see the hand speed. It's
That-
just
That's
it
the
is
problem I had.
he
Mm,
got good talent, but I want to see him in there with better competition because Juan Carlos Rubio, no disrespect to him, he got a good record. He a soldier fighting out of Mexico. He just didn't have the hand speed, the athleticism, or the skills to really let me see if Yarko can really be something at 160 pounds or not.
yeah, I wanted to touch on that hand speed. The hand
Yeah.
speed, let's take Gary Russell. Argumentally, a couple years back, he had the fastest hand in boxing. Argumentally, he did. And, and 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 one thing about it is he had great punch placement. What he was aiming for, uh, uh, he land right where he was aiming for. Now, last night against Rubio, I mean, yeah, he had great hand speed, but he was missing. He wasn't hitting his target. Now, sometimes he'll hit, and sometimes you nothing but air. I don't know, was he forcing it or was he taking his time? That's the question that we gotta find out. Was he forcing it, or he wanted to pretty much show that, oh, I got great hand speed and intimidation, or what? Because he
I
wasn't
don't know.
landing a lot of punches.
Hmm.
You throw 10 and you land maybe three, but it was fast. No, that don't work because it don't count if you don't land. And then when you miss and you miss badly, that's very noticeable. So he gonna have to pretty much work on that. I don't know how you're gonna do it because he's a smaller. That was a smaller weight class, and you can't go out there and try to line them up. You try to line them up, then throw. You know, you don't got time for that. They're just and I never liked that shit anyway. You line it up, then line them up, then bam. And I see a lot of guys when they have somebody in trouble against the ropes, they line them up and bam, line them up, bam. And that's just, you don't have time for that. You're gonna get hit with a counter punch. You sit up there trying to line it up so you can hit them straight on. Man, no, no. And that comes with knockout. That comes with work ethic. That comes
Hmm.
with more and more fights. That come up with step up competitions. And that's what I look at. So you'll get it, and like Floyd said, and Andre Ward said, sometimes you can feel the punches coming. Sometimes you know where you can land at, and sometimes it just comes with the territory. Like they always say. Practice make perfect. And the way you practice, not in sparring, is getting out there and fighting the best competition. So, so then
Yeah.
that's one thing
Yeah.
about.
The thing is too, like he building bad habits with his hands low and shit all the time. He
Uh
building bad habits for when he do step up. That's the shit that I don't like. Like, yeah, like
huh.
you fast, bro. Like you got some pretty good hand speed, but you ain't as fast as you think. Like it's who you fighting really right now. Like all that hands down and shit, trying to do all that special movement and shit. Like that's cool, but show me some discipline skills and shit. Show me you can break a fighter down. Cause with your hand speed and your athleticism, that's somebody, no disrespect to Rubio, but that's somebody that you could have broke down if you went about your business the right way. And so he
Exactly.
got the W. He dominated the fight, but definitely some things to work on because you can't just have your hands down and shit when you
Mm,
continue to step up in competition. Somebody gonna time your shit. And it's gonna be
right.
somebody just as fast as you with more skill
Mm,
and better timing and shit that's a much more accurate puncher. And they're gonna run up in your shit, man. They're gonna piece
yep.
your ass up. You keep thinking, you know what I'm saying? You just that fast because you ain't as fast as you think, bro. Like at the end of the day, like I get it. You was very successful over in Ireland and shit. You got you some Irish national champions and shit. That's
Mm,
cool, but you ain't really do nothing at the international level in the amateurs. And so, I mean, that could be like you could be one of these dudes that you might look good against these domestic level fighters, but you step up to the top dogs at 160 or the contenders at 160, your ass might be in trouble, man. So hopefully, he can get some better skills. He can be more disciplined and learn how to go about his business just a little bit cleaner and a little bit better. But the last fight, KQ,
mm.
Mike Conlan, Leigh Wood, man. Mike Conlan, Leigh Wood, man. What happened, bro? We was on our way to a perfect week.
Man,
We was on our way to a perfect week, and then Leigh Wood, he decided he wanted to just stud up, and
right.
he took my perfect week from me, man. What
Mm.
what you got on that fight, man?
Man, first of all, I have to say it was a great fight. It was
Mm-hmm.
pretty much tip for tap, tip for tap, tip for tap. And one thing about is Conley, he doesn't have a lot of power. He was landing, no doubt about it. He was landing,
Mm-hmm.
and he would fall out to the right, and he was just in the southpaw stance, and he'd throw the left, and sometimes it'll reach and it'll score, just like the first round, and next thing you know, bam, he's down, and then he gets right back up, and I think it was a flash knockdown, but he got right back up and then went back to boxing. His head wasn't, all screwed up or equilibrium one off or anything like that. And he went right in there and got it done. Now, Conley had the crowd behind him. And I think Conley did a little bit too much just to satisfy the hometown crowd. He wanted to look good, and he did look good, but he wanted to look extra special, extra crispy. And then when he got in there, he started banging. And now, this is where the body shots come into play. When you start working on them body shots, now it took him a while. It took him all the way to the 12th round, but
Yep.
finally started running out of air. He started breathing hard. I saw that in round 10 when he went to his corner. He started breathing a lot more heavier, heavier and heavier. And of course, they gave him great instructions, and then next thing I know, he come out there and both on corner say, hey, man, he come out there fine. He gonna come out there and going for what he know. Cause this is the hometown, and what they want is a knockout. That's what they want. But you gotta be careful because you got a live dog out there. And I always tell everybody, what do a mouse do when he's cornered? He's gonna run or he's gonna bite your ass. And what he
Yeah.
did, he bit Conley. He beat Conley. And first of all, the first knockdown, it wasn't a slip. Okay, the first knockdown was he got caught with that left hook, and that pretty much put him down. Now, then come the 12th round. That 12th round, that's why he was against the ropes, and that's why he got backed up. He
Damn.
was tired. He was tired, and I think Wood was tired too, but Wood pressed on. He dig deep. He dig deep. And what he did was he hit him with a left, he hit him with the right. But that right, that's the one he was out. Now, a lot of people didn't see him get knocked out, but Wood was still in motion. When you hyped up, you fighting and everything, he hit him, bam, and then he slumped over. He's out already. But Wood is still in the motion of punching. So
Knocked his ass through the ropes.
he punched him again.
Damn.
The referee didn't get over there fast enough. That's why the referee stop standing all the way over there, goddamn, across the room. Go over there and watch and see what's going on. Don't get
Yeah, he was too far away. That shit could have ended badly. That's a good point for
yes,
sure.
and we've been to fights. We know that's concrete down there. They took him away. I read this morning, took him away in the ambulance, and they took him to the hospital. And I didn't read the updates yet, but
He already asking for a rematch. He had a little
okay,
post on Twitter and shit. He asking for a rematch.
okay. I don't think that's a good idea.
He said he
Right
woke
now.
up and he was like he didn't know what happened. He thought he won and shit.
Oh
But
wow,
he woke up
that's the
thought he
kind of
won.
brain damage.
When he found out he lost, he asked for a rematch. But why you don't think it's a good idea? He won. KQ, man, look, he after 10 rounds, he was winning 7 rounds to 3.
No.
Then
I'm not saying it's not a good idea
oh,
to
you
have
did
a
okay,
rematch.
okay.
Okay. But right now, I think he need to get his head together, you
He
know.
get his
But
shit together. Okay.
yeah, and go back and look and see what happened because this is boxing. This is
Mm-hmm.
boxing. One punch can change the whole fight. And
Facts.
that what happened the other night. That one punch. And remember, we were always talking about, I think he got a punching chance. Well, he
Mm-hmm.
did have a punching chance.
He
And
damn sure did.
yeah, then it
He
came
damn
through for him.
sure did. He took
Yeah,
full advantage of it, man.
yeah,
Look,
yes.
rewatching the fight because I done rewatched it like 2 or 3 times now.
Mm,
I think Conlan getting that knockdown in the first round ultimately led to his undoing. I think that's
mm,
what ended up getting him beat because when he knocked him down in the first round, he just kept
uh,
trying to throw with power and shit. And he kept landing
right,
that overhand left. But bro,
right,
you ain't got no power like that. Leigh Wood started
right.
taking his shit better and better as the fight went on.
Mm-hmm.
If he would have just got out of that first round without the knockdown, maybe he sticks to his jab more. Maybe he continues to outbox him, and he probably wins that decision easy because after 10 rounds, he was winning 7-3.
Yeah, yeah.
He was winning 7 rounds to 3, in my opinion. And then in the 11th round, when he slipped,
Okay. He slipped.
when it was a slip, and he got caught. It was a left hook. God damn. When he got caught with that hook in the 11th round, it changed everything, bro. And
Uh,
I'm like, all right, we good. You still up like 8 rounds, you know what I'm saying?
mm,
7 rounds to 4, 8 rounds to 4 and shit. We good. We straight. We gonna get this done. We gonna have a perfect week, just like last week. Everything gonna go good. Then he went in the 12th round. He started off the 12th round good and shit. I'm like, all right, Colin, you good. You doing
right.
your thing. He got against the rope, like, bro, get off the ropes. Get off the ropes. He went to try to dip. He hit that dip and got caught with a left and a right, and he was just asleep.
Yep.
I like, God damn, man, you cost me
Stamina.
my
Yeah, yeah,
perfect week, bro. I think
yeah.
he honestly he played coy and shit, and you couldn't tell, but I think he was still hurt from that knockdown in the 11th round. I don't think he ever recovered. He just did a good job of trying to look like he was okay, but he never
Right.
fully recovered. That chin looked like it was still weak. It looked
Wow.
like it was still weak, and then Leigh Wood knocked his ass through the ropes, and that was the end of Knockout's perfect week. And we had to put an L on the record for the week. But it was a great fight so far. That's
Mhm.
knockout of the year for me.
Oh, wow.
That's
Oh,
knockout of the year. What was the other? Mauricio Lara had knockout of the year last week. I think
yeah.
his knockout was much more of a highlight reel knockout. But I like this one so far for knockout of the year because it was a world title at stake. It was in the 12th round in a much more competitive and dramatic fight with a higher, with higher stakes on the line. So in Mauricio Lara, at the end of the day, he was, you know what I'm saying? He was in there with a tune-up. He was in there with a tune-up. And so he ended up, getting a better. It was more highlights, but I
Mhm.
like Wood stoppage over Conlan for KO of the year. Yeah, I picked Conlan by a late stoppage, and it looked like he was on his way to it. Leigh Wood looked like he was breaking down with them body shots, but you know, you
All
can't
right.
get them all right. You can't get them all right. I would have just
That's
settled
right.
for a decision after
Mhm.
round 11, but I couldn't even get that. So we got 6 right and 1 wrong this week. We'll be perfect next week though, because we got like 10, 11 of them things. We got so much to do. But man, let's
Wow.
get we got like 10 minutes. I gotta talk to
Oh.
KQ.
Mhm.
I gotta talk to KQ about this Jaime Mungia, Jamal Charlo shit, man. I gotta get his thoughts on this. So as we know, on Friday, they were saying that the fight was all but done, and they were supposed to announce it on Tuesday. Then Saturday comes around, they say that the fight has fallen through because Jaime Mungia side is the challenger, as the B side. They want to have some American TV rights. They want the damn fight to be broadcast on the zone, right? And then later on that day, Oscar De La Hoya comes out and he says, not so fast. He says, finalizing Charlo versus Munguia is a top priority. Golden Boy remains committed to our partner, DAZN. DAZN Boxing understands the magnitude of this fight and is willing and able to collaborate with Showtime Sports to get this done. I hope Showtime is on board. Steven
Right.
Espinosa responds back. He says, simple, fair solution. As the champion and the side initiate, and Steven Espinosa works for Showtime, for those y'all don't know. He says, simple, fair solution. As the champion and the side initiating the deal and paying for the fight, the Charlo side, TGB Promotions, chooses the network for the first fight. If Munguia wins, then Golden Boy and Munguia can control the rematch and take it to the zone or whatever other network they so choose. Then Munguia comes out and he says nothing is canceled yet. We are still in negotiations. I think this fight is a priority for all my team and me. Is this fight gonna happen?
I don't know. I don't think it's gonna happen. And for the simple reason, Jaime Mungia, I don't think he want any of that Charlo smoke. Why? Because look at the competition he fought. Right now, look at the different competition he fought.
In defense of him, I do want to say this because Elder put it there, and I did read this too. OG, the
Okay.
fighters signed they shit. They
Okay, then
signed that shit. This is
it got
Oscar.
okay. Then it got to happen. It got to happen.
This is Oscar. This the holdup is. That's why I wanted to read it to. The holdup is Golden Boy, Oscar, and them. They like, nah, man, we need to have the fight on the zone. We want the zone to be a part of this shit too. And Showtime and PBC and Steven, they're like, hell no, we the ones, we paying the purses. We made the offer to y'all. How y'all, what you mean you want the zone to help televise the shit? So that's what's holding up the fight right now.
Oh, wow, man.
But what do you think? You think we're going to get the fight?
Well, now, since you said they signed the contract, both of them did, hell yeah. It's just a matter of when we're going to get the fight. That's the question. Now, we're all seeing dual partnerships when it comes to HBO or Showtime working together or who, you know, they always do a joint network when that happens. Look at Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury. You know, that happens, you know, so I would love to see that fight, and that fight will happen because you don't play around with contracts. You don't play around with contracts because somebody will end their asses up in court. You're going to have to hold up the end, your end, and he will have to hold up his end. Now, it sounds like to me that they got everything situated except what platform they're going to be fighting on. Now, it's a simple solution. You know, someone gonna have to maybe how much money gonna put in it. I mean, you can't bid on a venue, you know, or maybe you can. I don't know. Or maybe they can have it in a neutral territory. I don't know. But one thing about it is this fight gonna happen. This fight is gonna happen because first of all, Jamal need to get his ass off and do something, and start waiting on Canelo and David Benavidez and Demetrius Andrade. They all gonna have to get out there and fight. They might have to fight each other. I don't know, but start waiting on Canelo. That's one thing about it. I gotta give to Jamel. Jamel is doing what he need to do to be successful, to be undisputed. He's getting out there and he's fighting. He's getting out there. He's trying to be the best he can be. Now, of course, his brother, he still want to hold on to 160. I know he can't make 160. I'm telling you 100%. I know this. I heard this from his trainer, straight from his trainer mouth. He died. He trying to make 160. Why? Because he got a build up there. That's why. Now, why you can't just go ahead and say, you know what? I can't make 160. I'm going to go down to 168. Who's down at 168? I wonder. I see David Benavidez. I see David Benavidez. And that fight, that need to happen also. So therefore, you know, that fight I think will happen with Jaime Mungia and Jamal Charlo. I really believe that's going to happen because Jamal Charlo, he wants to fight. Jaime Mungia, he wants to fight, you know. And think about it now. Jaime Mungia is young. He's fresh. He's this is a step up for him. This is a major step up for him. But think about it. Jamal Charlo is tall, strong, and can punch. Got a jab out this world and know how to use that lateral movement. He know how to fight on the inside. He know how to fight on the outside. And everything he throws works behind the jab. So, but that's gonna be a good fight because it will happen. You got them two contracts and they will sign. Oh hell yeah, that's gonna happen. So
Man, look, Oscar De La Hoya, and I've been seeing everybody like typing in the chat. Bro, you gotta be out your mind. I ain't never somebody. If you heard of it in the chat, we got L Dub in here, KQKC. A lot of y'all very knowledgeable people are in my chat. Have you ever heard of the A side and the money putting up the fight, and they putting up all the fight for the money, and then the B side get the TV rights? I ain't never heard of this shit, bro.
no,
I ain't never heard of what Oscar and them are asking for. They'll ask. So what I need y'all to understand what's happening here. Jamal Charlo's team, they made Jaime Mungia an offer. They said, look, we won't fight you. Here's how much we'll pay you. We're paying for all the purses. We paying for the fight, press conferences, all that shit. We got y'all. They're the A side. They're the champion. They're the bigger name. There's the ones that are paying for the fight. Oscar De La Hoya are asking them, hey, y'all pay for the fight, but we want to put it on TV over here. I have never heard of that shit, bro. I've never heard. That is like right now, Tank Davis making an offer to Lomachenko, Mayweather Promotions, and all of them. They say, look, we gonna pay Lomachenko. We gonna handle the purses for the fight. We making an offer. We paying for everything. And Top Rank come back and say, yeah, that's cool. Y'all pay for everything, but we gonna have the fight on ESPN. I've never heard of that shit, bro. And I've been watching boxing a long ass time, bro. I've been watching boxing a long time. I've never heard of that shit. It never happened. So the fact that he asking for this is two things. Either he on coke, or he just don't know what the hell going on. And the PBC even came back. Great point, L Dub. They even came back. I read in the story over the weekend too. They came back and they said, look, we ain't gonna give you the American TV rights, but y'all can have the shit in the UK and Mexico since that's where the zone is popular at. But we want the American shit. And they still trying to like tell him no and negotiate. I think Oscar, he don't want to see Jaime Mungia get his ass whooped.
Yep. No,
and so I ain't gonna get on Jaime Mungia because they gave him the shit. He signed his shit.
Mm-hmm.
He signed this shit. He want to fight. He signed on the dotted line. This is Oscar De La Hoya's stupid ass, bro.
Yeah. I mean, like, you didn't put on this man. You didn't put nothing on this man.
Yeah, bro. Like, I wonder what if you a fighter and you sign for that shit and you want to fight. I wonder what it can be if your promoter's still trying to block that shit and you really want to fight. Like at some point, don't you pay him? Can't you just tell him, look, man, fuck off, bro. I'm taking the fight.
Yeah.
So
that's a good fight. Jaime Mungia needs this fight. He needs this fight. Stop calling out old ass Triple G.
Yeah.
And start stepping up. Stop with this light touch shit. And now this is a good fight for him. Now
and look, he just gonna get and Eldo keep dropping the gems, and you can see it like the number 2 in the WBC is Carlos Adames. Carlos Adames just beat Derevchenko on the PBC. He's a PBC fighter. So if the WBC, if they order Carlos Adames versus Jaime Mungia and PBC wins the purse bid, shit, he gonna have to fight on PBC anyway.
Right. Exactly.
We gonna be on pit. Well, so what we talking about, bro? You might well fight the champion. Oscar just don't want that smoke, bro. Oscar don't want he got Jaime Mungia, Virgil Ortiz, Zerto Ramirez, like them is some of his Ryan Garcia. He ain't trying to see none of those fighters take a L because he need one of those guys to turn out to be, you know, the next Canelo or some shit. So I don't know, bro. I don't know what's going on, but he need to do something because Jaime Mungia out here looking bad. They already made him pull out of the WBO mandated fight between him and Janibek. Now he about to lose this Charlo fight if they don't come to the table and go ahead and accept what's right and what's fair. Like, I mean, shit, what you gonna do, bro? Well, like, what's up? So it is what it is, man. I hope that we get to see that fight. I'm still optimistic that it's gonna happen because I know both fighters want it. But I need Oscar De La Hoya to get his head out of his ass, man, and get out the way of this great fight. So looking forward to it, man. But we a little over. Y'all go be sure to go check out Stormy B, man. He about to be live in a minute. But OG, give your last words, let everybody know where to find you, and we'll go and we'll wrap it up, man.
All right. I am KQKC Boxing Network, and I come on Monday through Friday. And that's at 12:30 p.m. Central Time. Then we have a call-in show on Saturday mornings. That's at 10:30 a.m. Central Time. Now, keep in mind that it's a fight this weekend, and I will be calling those fights. And once again, next Sunday, we'll be on my platform. We're going to discuss the fights like we did today, and we're going to discuss the news like we did today. So, therefore, hey, listen. We doing our thing. I mean, knockout boxing. He doing his thing. We had a great interview last week, and hopefully we're gonna have a great one this week. So, I mean, you might as well sit back and enjoy what KQKC and Knockout Boxing 86 is bringing you, because you don't need to really go nowhere else, because we're going to bring you everything right here. Everybody that's fighting, all the breakdowns and analytics and the news and everything else is right here. All you need. But like he said, check out Stormy B, man. He will have his call-in show coming right up. And that's all I have.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. And I salute to everybody that came in the building. Yeah, teach the time change. So I didn't know what to expect today, but man, you guys really love boxing and we love you for it. So I appreciate everybody coming through. Y'all be sure to hit that like button just in case you haven't already. And you catch me live every Wednesday night, 7:30 p.m. Central, every Friday night, 7:30 p.m. Central. And then I'm also dropping daily content as well. So y'all be sure to check out the daily content, man. I appreciate everybody watching. Y'all enjoy the rest of your Sunday. If you don't do nothing else, man, be sure to watch boxing. You know what I'm saying? Helps the sport grow and all that shit, man. But I appreciate y'all coming through and hanging out with us this morning. Enjoy the rest of y'all day. And with that, we out of here. Peace, y'all.
Peace.